Welcome, everyone. It's the Mike Tech Show, show number 871. On tonight's show, I'm going to discuss a utility to back up and restore all the settings and extensions from Firefox. And it's funny, I've been using this for years, and I wondered in the post show last week, this is something I had to remote in and do for a client. And I was asking everybody if there was something better, and I don't think there is. So that's why that's the first thing I'm gonna demonstrate. Winget. It's been a long time since I've talked about that command line tool that enables you to discover, install, upgrade, remove, and configure applications on Windows 10 and Windows 11 computers. All you have to be armed with is some commands. Then a bunch of tips on improving Wi-Fi and system performance and productivity. And then a very cool Chrome extension that I'm going to demonstrate. So let's first kick off. I'm going to remote into interesting test system 2 I have to remote into tonight because test system 1 is off, and my son couldn't be in the office tonight all day today, and I didn't want my wife crawling under the table to turn it on, so I quickly modified test system 1 for the demonstration. Now, for Firefox, and this is going to be the first link for tonight, it's called Moz, M-O-Z, Backup. And if you have a client or yourself and you need to back up all of the settings from Firefox, everything you need, then you can run this program. So what we're going to do, it's compatible with all of these programs, Firefox, Thunderbird. So what we're going to do is pick Firefox. Oh, nope. Let's go back. Give me a second. Let's just go right to download. There we go. And now we're going to download from SourceForge, and we're going to download the install program. And it's going to take a couple seconds to download here. And then now it's beginning, and it is done. So let's open it up. And when it's running, I'm going to close Firefox because, of course, we need Firefox closed in order to back it up. Click agree, click install, and now I'm going to run Moz backup. Now it's going to ask you for which profile that you want to back up, or is it portable Firefox? So of course I'm picking back up a profile, Mozilla Firefox, the default profile. Then I see there's a default release, so let's pick default. It's going into the documents folder. Let's get it to desktops real quick. And we're just going to put it on the desktop. Click save. Now click next. I want to password protect it, which is very interesting. Right now I'm going to say no. And, oh, it's corrupted. Okay. So that's why there's a default release. So let's go back, run this again, and pick default release. I know that's not corrupt. And it's going to save it to the desktop. See, anytime you see default release, that means a profile was corrupted probably and Firefox redid. So, no, there we go. So now we know we're going to get general settings, bookmarks, history, extensions, cookies, and saved from details. Let's click next. And it's calculating the disk space, and it is literally going to back up all of those settings and information, and it's going to save it on the desktop in a file. And once that's done, all you have to do is go to another system, another profile somewheres, run Moz backup, and click restore. Now I'm not going to restore it because I've already I could install another Firefox in like a sandbox, but there's no need to. So what this is doing is it's grabbing everything and real fast. Come on, it's grabbing extensions. It's taking a long time. Boy, I have a lot of stuff in there. All right. There we go. And it is all done. Going to click finish. And now all you would do is go to another machine and then click restore profile. Then click next. Then you would click default release. Then you would browse to where the backup's located. And right here, it's on the desktop with a .pcv extension. And that is it. Do you really want to exit? Yes. So that's it for the backup of Firefox. Now I want to talk about Winget. This is just incredible. So what I am now going to do is just really summarize the commands that you would run. And I'm just looking up for all my notes. Okay. So I'm going to have a link to how to use Winget, but the big thing is run command prompt as an administrator. So I'm going to right click, run as administrator. It's going to ask me if I want to run that. Now that I'm as an administrator, now I'm going to say Winget upgrade. That's the first command. Winget upgrade, and it's going to update Winget. And once it's done, it actually now lists the programs that are installed that could use an upgrade. And right now, I have Microsoft Windows PC Health Check. There's 3.6.2204 installed. This is 3.7. So now, all you would have to do is you could type Winget upgrade --all, and it would literally upgrade all of the programs that are listed here. I'm going to run that on my main system just to show you how many programs that it could do. As I was testing with this, I upgraded some. So now I'm going to say Winget upgrade, and I'm going to type Microsoft dot, just like it's listed there in the ID, Windows PC GALTF health check, and you see my Dynamo label program. Hit enter, and what it's doing is it's going to check right now for that program, and it's removing the old version, and it's going to install the new version. So if you said all and you had a list of 30 programs there, it would literally, from the command line, install everything. And now it's doing the package install. It's each step, and now it's completed. It's fully installed. And PC Health Check is running in the background, so I just closed it. Very cool. I'm literally just barely scratching the surface here on what Winget can do. But could you imagine if you're at a client system and you can't think of anything and you got to update a whole bunch of software possibly? Hey, Winget. Because what you could do is open a notepad, and let's say I only want like 5 or 6 of the programs. Well, you can highlight everything, and you could then take, highlight all the programs, hit Control C, come over here, hit Control V, and you could build out the command line just putting those programs, and put, Winget default, or Winget install, Winget upgrade, and then have it do all of those programs. So just a couple quick tips on how you can do this. So very, very cool. All right. Now, what I'm going to do is come back to my system real fast. And hold on. We're going to minimize my remote. And I'm just going to do a quick demo. Command prompt and run it. Ooh, run as administrator. Okay. Now I'm going to Winget. Update. And, I don't know what it failed to. Oh, upgrade. Winget upgrade. See, I'm not even doing it. Winget upgrade. And this will list all the programs. Failed in attempting to update the source Winget. All right. But anyway, here you're seeing my cyber power systems. There's a program from Signal, Cisco WebEx meetings, StarDock fences. There's a Too Bright SyncBack Pro, Microsoft Teams. There's a lot of packages. So I just wanted to show you that on another system, it can just, I don't know why I got that error there, but anyway, I just wanted to quickly demonstrate that. Something I'm going to demonstrate now that some of the tips that I wanted to talk about tonight. I have a bunch. This is to increase Wi-Fi performance. So let me pull up that and let me show you my screen. Right now you see a black screen, and I am going to go control panel. And then I'm going to go into Network Sharing Center, configure adapters. You're going to see a lot of adapters there, but we want to look at the Wi-Fi, and we're going to go properties on the Wi-Fi adapter. And now we're going to pick configure. And once we got configure, I have no Wi-Fi on the other system. So that's why we're doing it here. Then I'm picking advanced. After advanced, so you should have seen this like other times, but transmit power. This is a little tip, and I have it on the highest. Make sure for transmit power, make sure it's set at 5. Make sure it's not set at any number lower than the highest possible setting. It's a quick tip. Another one why I'm here, click power management. And don't allow the computer to turn off this device to save power. So I'm never using wireless here, so that's why that's not checked. But so I'm checking it now. I'm unchecking it now. You don't want your network adapter to go to sleep. And they are two very, very quick tips. So hopefully I have a lot more here that I am going to review. So let's go back to my test system, and I'm going to bring up Chrome because I know I had to close Firefox in order to run all of my things. So for the backup and restore test, let's take a look first at MagnusBox. We thank MagnusBox for being a sponsor of this show. I have up on the screen all of their benefits. 100% white label. Great support. It's a silent install for all your clients. You have a customer portal, the free SSL server certificate. This platform was built by Tex for Tex. It's something I've never mentioned before. They support all the operating systems that you would run into, whether it be Linux, Windows Server, your Synology device. It just flat out works for the best online backup that you could use for your clients. Try them out. Go to magnusbox.com and sign up for a demo, and you're going to get all the same benefits that the paying partners do. When you do sign up, when you decide, hey, you know what, I'm going to do this, make sure you tell them that you've heard it on the Mike Tech Show, because this is what you're going to get. By doing that, you're going to get $100 off your first invoice. You're also going to get the platform fee half price for your first 3 months. Go to magnusbox.com. All right. I have the link that you're looking at right now is to install Winget on a Windows sandbox if you want to play with it. Here you can search for app names. There's so many things, the commands that I didn't have time, that I didn't go over. It's actually overwhelming. So now here's a great tip, and this is going to be in the show notes, and I'm copying it right now and I'm putting it into the chat room so everybody has this. It's qifi.org. If you have a test SID or an open SID public for someone coming in the house, or let's say guest network, and let's say that's the SID, guest network, and there's a key, and it's, guest 123, and it's not hidden, and you pick what type of encryption, and check this out. You get a great QR code. Let's get back up. You get a great QR code that you can export, save, and print. And you can have that hanging up when a visitor comes in. And I've generated this for my office here. If anybody's visiting me and they need to get on my Wi-Fi, all they have to do is go and click, open up their camera, and process that QR code. They're going to connect to your network. How cool is that? How about that for guest networks for your clients? It's a doctor's office, and that could be on the bulletin board or somewhere's, laminated and hung up, so they don't have to ask, hey, where is, how do I get on your Wi-Fi? What a great way to do that. When I stumbled onto this, I was like, oh man, do I have so many clients that can use this, that it's great. So again, qifi.org, and it is a generator of a QR code for the SID, the encryption, and the key. And then if it's hidden, you can check that box. Is your SID hidden? So it knows how to handle that. That is very, very cool. All right. Let's keep going. The tips that I got is just amazing. So how about increasing quickly? This is easy. It's obvious to us, but maybe you haven't done this in a while, and it's something to look at, to do for a client, for that low-hanging fruit to help with performance. So let's go to settings. So I just clicked the start menu, clicked settings. Now I'm clicking system, and then we're going to click about. And after you go to about, go to advanced system settings. And a lot of you are familiar with this screen. You can go computer name, hardware, advanced system protection. This is where you check off if you want remote access within the network. Never do that from outside because that's RDP. Never forward those ports. Advanced, you have performance. This is where the settings for the system, mostly everybody has these all checked, which is animate controls, animations in the taskbar, enable peak, fade or slide. Well, you know what's real easy? Adjust for best performance. Every checkbox will be unchecked, but something that I have to have is smooth edges on my screen fonts and smooth scroll list boxes. Use drop-down shadows for icon labels on the desktop? Nah, I don't need that. But for the smooth edges, there might be a couple things in here that you have to have. Those two are my requirements. You can click apply, click OK, and you are welcome. That is a quick, easy, one of those things that you do for quick system performance. I always look at system performance as an aggregate of all the little things that you do brings something to the table, like deleting all the temp files, checking this. There's so many little things that we have as tweaks to help with performance. Add this to your checklist, and I think you'll like it. Now, here's something that I want to do, which is if I can't type Windows R, but I can type run here. If I typed Windows R, you get the run box. So now I'm going to type net PL Wiz. This gives you all of the users on your system. Now, what if someone clicked on something and was talking to somebody on the phone? They realized that, oh my gosh, they've been compromised or something happened. This is a quick way to see if there are accounts that they did not create and you can quickly remove. Or you can actually take a look at like the properties of one. Here's my login right there. And you could see what group membership. I'm an administrator. You can easily, quickly go to advanced, manage passwords, advanced user management. Do you know what? This is a great way to get into where the users and computer and groups are. And you could maybe create another user, add them to a group. Very simple. And a lot of people forget this, that it's that easy to see where are all the users. Sometimes I have a dummy account with just the permissions for a folder for scanning from a multifunction machine, because it makes it easier because I have a fixed password that's complex. And so you, on one of my client systems, you might see HP scan or Epson scan or, whatever as an account that's created. And you should take a look at this every now and then, just to make sure everything's clean and there's no extra users there that shouldn't be. All right, let's keep rolling here. Download CPUID CPUZ. That is a great program, and here's the link for CPUID. It's a free program, and there's a reason that I want you to take a look at this, because after you download it, run the program after it installs, because you want to see how many cores does your computer have. So if you take a look at the CPU that I have, this is a very old Core i5. Remember, it's a test system, so not real fast, and we're just running Windows 10 right now. This system might be a target for me to run tiny Windows 11 and see how that is. That's something I want to play with that I have not played with. Cores, we see 2. So you're like, Mike, why do we care about how many cores? Well, let's go run, and then now let's go msconfig, the old msconfig. And remember, startup, you don't have them anymore because that's in a different, that's under the Windows 10 apps. Something I want you to look at here. I want you to go to Advanced Options and Number of Processors. Pick the number of cores and then click OK. Just squeezing a little more performance out of your system. Just another little trick. Is it going to bring you much? Maybe not. But, you know, in the aggregate, as you start doing a whole lot of these things, you're going to gain some performance. But this is something that you never hear anybody talk about. But you need to know how many cores and then make the proper setting adjustment. Okay. I have something else that is annoying. When you do a search from the search bar at the bottom of Windows 10 or Windows 11, one of the things, and I had to do this for a couple clients, if it can't find what you're on the system, it starts searching the web. What if you never want to search the web? The next link that's going to be in the show notes is this link for disabling web search in the start menu. And it's a registry entry, and it goes through all of the settings, and you can see the screenshot go regedit, and then exactly where to go and what to change. And based on the operating system, you'll pick that and it will make the change. Very, very cool. All right. Let's keep going here. And here's another tip. And I can't do it right now because I am recording and I got too many things running. And I want to talk about a tip that happens a lot. Client calls, they have a black screen. All of a sudden, just everything went black screen. Or the top of all of their browsers or QuickBooks is missing. They can't see the top of Chrome anymore. No matter what they type, no matter what they hit, F11 or not, it's missing. You need to reset the graphics engine. And that is a combination of keys. And I got to figure out a way. I have to find a link so I can put it into the show notes that describes this, which is something you're going to have to write down, or I'm going to make sure it's in the notes at MikeTechShow.com. You have to hold Control, Shift, Windows, and the letter B. That's right. You got to hold down your left hand, Control, Shift, Windows. So use 3 fingers for that. While you're tapping B, it's going to reset the graphics engine without rebooting. Everything comes back. I have used that tip, and my son has used that tip to get us out of a lot of situations for a client. That is very, very cool. Remember, tonight was all tips. Everything, throwing a whole lot at you here. So you got a lot of homework after listening to this and trying some of these out on your system. And I hope you like it. And hey, if you got some quick tips like that, share them. Make sure email me, MikeTechShow@gmail.com. I'm going to leave you with one last Chrome browser extension, Anurai. Yeah, Anurai. Wait until you see what you can do. As I'm starting to embrace Chrome because Firefox has just let me down. It is so slow. I have cleaned it up. I have done everything, and it's just horrible. How would you like to set up your screen to have access to maybe your G Drive, access for searching DuckDuckGo, Google, Bing, YouTube, maybe your CPU percentage? Click on to go Twitter, calendar. You can lay out to-dos. Every time you start Chrome, and you can have this in a tab, this is a very cool add-in. So I am adding it right now, adding the extension. And now, welcome to Anurai. And what I want to do is I want to make sure that extension is visible. So you can pin it. And I don't know if anybody's seen that little, what is that? It's called extensions as you go up in the upper right-hand corner of Chrome. And I have the full Adobe Acrobat. I have the Malwarebytes browser guard. But here for Anurai, boom. If you want to have it visible from the right side of the toolbar, you can just click the pin. So I figured I would just do that. And now you can do a fresh start by clicking edit, and you can add all sorts of things. Let's add date and time. The widget, let's save it. There's the date and time, and of course it's in military. But you could just click add, and they have a ton of examples. Let's add the search. Maybe we want to look at the forecast. Let's go. Forecast. Select the city. Oldsmar, Florida. Temperature not in Celsius. We want Fahrenheit. Wind speeds. We want miles per hour. Click save. Oh, it can't fit the element in the grid. Oh, that's because I have such a low resolution here. It couldn't add that. So you get the idea, which is just install it and then start adding and making everything you want to be able to have a great display. I think you will like it. I'm starting to use it on my Chrome for my default open anytime I launch Chrome. That's the first tab, and it's got a whole bunch of my to-dos, weather, searching. You'll have a ton of things to think about for that. And it is free. Now, you can add more things by purchasing a different add-ons, but hey, I got enough in the free that it was fine. That is it. A couple things I want to mention that came up in the pre-show. On Twitch, if you're following me and you want to know when I go live and you're not getting an email notification, go back into Twitch, go to settings, disable smart notifications. Then enable all email subscriptions. So just reset that. And now if you're subscribed to the Mike Tech Show on Twitch, you will get an email notification. I want to thank Photo Ray for that great tip. Thank you. And also, while I'm talking about that, hey, come on over and join Discord. That's the forums where we share information, the future show schedule, chatting. When you click on the invite, which we have a specific link that's at the bottom of the Twitch page, and it's also on the notes and show notes for every single show for joining Discord. It's free. Join, and then you can participate. You have to go introduce yourself first so we know you're not a robot. And then we'll lift your privileges so you can have access to all the different chat rooms and all the different forums. Make sure you can visit YouTube, The Mike Tech Show, Michael Smith MTS, and you can subscribe to my YouTube channel for all the videos, including tonight, and especially some of the videos where I get detailed into demonstrating things. Boy, it's much better to have on video than just listening. So check that out if you can. That is it for tonight's show. And I want to thank you for staying subscribed to the podcast. And I will be back live next week. Same time, same channel. Bye-bye, everybody.